Hi, Charles here. Well, what have I got going here? How will this help me in my runaway? I'll show you. Thanks for watching. Well, as you know, Susie and I had two runaway campers. We had a Navigator, is what it's now called, the Cool Camp, the 4x8, and then we had the 6x8. And we had on both of those campers, on the 4x8, we had a ARB, the 6.5-foot one on one side, and on the other we put the big 8-foot plus awning that has the aluminum housing, and wasn't cheap, but I thought that would be a great thing to do. We really liked it. And then when we moved to the new fiberglass Range Runner in 2020, on that one I just put one of the 6.5-foot ones on the roof rack, and I used U-bolts, and then I couldn't leave that alone. With the ARB awning bracket, they have holes, so I drilled through the roof rack and put in 3 bolts as well. I just really worry about liability, and that way I know it's not going to go anywhere. I know people, I'm drilling lots of holes, aren't I, if you watch any of my videos. Well, we now own a Ford Transit, and I wanted to put an awning up on the top, but I've got a black roof rack up there, and I didn't want the gray ARB awning bag. They do have an ARB big one that's now the aluminum housing, but it's black. It's really nice, but it's way over $500. And so I just did not want to spend that kind of money. So I did some research, and I found an alternative. There are a bunch of super cheap ones on Amazon that you can find, and probably at Walmart and other places. And then I found one by Rome Adventure Company that was nice. It was a little less than the ARB one, but constructed virtually the same. Every review I saw had the same idea, that it looked like it was made wherever ARB was made. And then I found that Napa, and most of the videos you'll find, people say they spent $100, but most of those videos are a year or two old. And so I ended up buying this Napa awning. I had to go to a Napa place and have them order it for me. I had trouble getting it online. And so with tax and all, I spent about $150. The price will fluctuate. I think it was $139 or something for me, or whatever, plus the tax and everything else. But so just say it's around $150. And all of the videos I've seen say that it is quite comparable. As a matter of fact, I found multiple videos where people actually had an ARB awning on. I keep looking at my Transit. They have an ARB awning on one side of their camper or their 4Runner or whatever they've got, and then on the other side they're going to try this Napa one. And they really all are constructed the same. They've got the same ridge where you can slide in the room, or you can slide in put on the sidewalls or the front part. It's got the rail where you can slide it in. So they're made much the same, and they're all aluminum, and they all can get really damaged quite easily. Those legs and support arms don't take much to bend them, because I ruined one of mine. And so you don't need to care about how I installed it on the Transit. That's going to be a video for my Transit owner friends. But my problem was, when it is on top of a Transit, it's up high and the legs won't come down to the ground when you bring the support. So while trying to solve that, I came up with an idea that you can use with your Runaway. So what we did was, we got, I think this is 1.25 inches. Right now it's filled with sand up to about right here, and that's where the pole will come in, and it makes it high enough so that everything meets up. And so I now have to use a telescoping ladder and a taller step stool, but we're able to do it. The 8-foot awning is kind of a bear to handle, so it's better to have 2 people. And so what we did was, we thought, okay, this will get it up high enough, and then once we put the ground pole in it, it was just too loose. And so we ended up getting a 1-inch, and then this covers more of the pole, more stability, and you don't necessarily have to do what we did. You might just go with the 1-inch pipe, but you don't have to go through this. And we did this, and it fit in, works great. We'll definitely be using guy ropes, and I came across these Cam Jam cord tighteners, and they will definitely help us tighten things down. And then I thought, well, how can I keep it even more secure? So I've already done a posting about it, but here is a treated wood. This is part of a deck board like on our deck here. And I drilled a hole for this to set in. And there's enough thickness that it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be down. And then I thought, well, let's make it even more sturdy. And so I found these on Amazon. I'll try to remember to put it in the description. I found these much heavier, serious tent stakes. The ones that came with the awning are worthless. They will bend if you look at them. So we drilled holes, and so this flange, whatever here, where you could tie a rope, we're just going straight down. So we are doing this straight down the ground. Someone on the RCO Midwest page said, hey, why don't you use lag bolts with a drill and just drill them in the ground, so even if it's tough gravel kind of thing, and then you reverse it and pull it back out. I think that's a great idea. So this would work in most situations. So there you go, just an idea to make it more stable. I know some think you somehow need to secure this, but I don't really think so, because with that stake down, the guy wires going, it's going to stay in that hole. But you know, lots of ways to skin a cat, and that's how you can do it. So you just buy a board, and so we have two of these. We have the pole set up, and the stakes, and the guy wires coming down, and the cam jam. So you may come up with some other system, but this is a fairly inexpensive way to just support your awning poles. And like I said, we extended it up so that more of it is contained within this pipe, and it really keeps it super sturdy and less liable to bend. But again, if it's windy or a storm, take it down. I don't care if you have the most expensive ARB awning, it'll get damaged just as easily as a Napa or any of the other kinds. So there, little idea for you, and thanks for watching.